So this is a box containing a pair of boots from Arno's shoes. I haven't heard of them either, but let's go in and take a look. How are you going? Welcome back to Bootlosophy. My name is Tech, and I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands that I'm filming on, the Wajik people of the Noongar Nation. Now, this box comes from Arno's Shoes, based in Kennesaw, Georgia, the US, which is a coincidence because a friend of mine lives there. Now, I hadn't heard of Arno's Shoes before. The founder is Mikhail Bliskavka. I hope I pronounced that right, Mikhail. Uh, and he was introduced to me by Christian Ramos of Christian Daniel. And as you know, if you've seen my videos, I've got a couple of pairs of Christian Daniel, and I do like the brand. And Christian met Mikhail at the Stitch Down boot camp in New York this year. And he introduced Mikhail to me, and we started talking on Instagram. And you know that I like to support the smaller boot brands. So we talked about this, and Mikhail sent me a pair of boots for review. Now, they've been given to me, they're for review, but I've promised Mikhail nothing in terms of what I say. So what you're going to see, and my surprise, if any, is what I see. Now, let me just say that Mikhail or Arno Shoes does a pair of service boots that I quite like, because on the shaft there's a bit of embroidery that's stitched in, which I understand is traditional Ukrainian embroidery, and that's Mikhail's background from Ukraine. But this is a pair of boots that you won't normally see me wear, so let's get into it. Okay, so let's open the box. I'm always a bit nervous when I flick the knife open, because I always feel that maybe as the knife opens, two fingers and a thumb are going to fall to the ground, but you know, I'm not the most coordinated of people, as you can see here. But let's get this tape open. Oh, now that's a really pretty shoebox, isn't it? Arno, with a, is that a lion? I think that's a lion with its mane, which I'm guessing might be a Ukrainian symbol. Let's get this box out. That's a very pretty box. Okay, open it. There's a card from Arno. It says, "Thank you. We really appreciate you supporting our small business. This pair of boots was lovingly handmade in Leon, Mexico, where there is a rich and historic tradition of artisanal hand-welted shoemaking that rivals its Italian counterparts. Sincerely, Mikhail and Christine." Cotton boot bag, dark blue, no logo. Boots wrapped in tissue and in plastic. So let's move this along. And you can see why this is not the usual boot that I review. It's a side zip boot. And I have declared on a couple of occasions, I am very iffy about side zip boots, because they remind me of my sort of late 1970s platform Elton John style side zip boots. So a lot of childhood memories come with these. But my first impression at the look of it, and I don't know what the leather is, I need to ask Mikhail. That's a very pretty leather, slightly distressed. It's actually a very pretty boot. I mean, the last is quite slim, as you can see, first impression. But the design is very interesting. There's a front panel, and then there's a side quarter panel, and a side quarter panel here with the zip cut in, and then a single piece backstay. The zip is pretty solid brass. Can't see a brand on it, but it's very solid brass. Fully lined on the inside. Just get this stuffing out. It's nicely packed. It's a 360-degree Goodyear welt from what I can see, and the stitching on the welt looks very clean, very even. Goes all the way through to the bottom, studded sole, similar to a day-night, but it's unbranded. But the stitching looks very clean there, doesn't it? It is in a slight channel. The stitching on the boots themselves look very clean too, very consistent, very small and precise. And that zip works really well. Little red stripe at the back, that could be a trademark. Stacked leather heels. And that's the, if you can see, that's the thickness of the welt, and then that thickness is the leather midsole. So all leather construction. On the inside, it's a leather insole that I can feel, and there is a sort of short sock liner with a brand there, slightly padded. Very pretty boot. I am a little concerned because it's quite snug, but we shall see. This foot in particular, I have a hot spot often just about there. So we'll see how this goes. But, you know, the leather feels supple enough. Let's take a look at the other boot. And again, this leather looks really, really good. Like, I mean, there might be a small manufacturer making a small run. But looking at the qualities right now, my surprise is that why haven't I heard of them before? Maybe because side zip boots are not the most popular in the heritage boot world, but they're service boots. You know, I saw them on the website and they deserve a look, I think. Particularly if they're made like this. The clicking is very careful. You can see they try and match the distress on the quarter panels. They try and match the distress on the vamp. There's a lot being said recently in social media about how some of these distressed leathers, Rambler in particular, are very difficult to match from boot to boot, but they've done a good job here. It's a bit spotted, but, you know, walk in the rain and the other side will get spotted. So I am quite impressed. I don't see any faults. I don't see any loose threads hanging out at the end of stitch runs. I don't actually see any misstitching. You know, sometimes when you look at a stitch, it's very even and then it might just go quite quickly as it rounds a corner. I don't see it here. The welt looks very neat, very nicely done. All right, the moment of truth. I'm going to put these on and we'll see what I think. So this is the moment of truth. No pull tabs, so you just kind of have to grab the boot and put your foot in. Oh, it's quite stiff to get around the ankle. Bit of a struggle, to be honest. Oh, but once it's in, the fit is not bad. I think the problem with getting it in is that this part is very stiff at the moment. It's got the uppers leather, it's got the lining, it's got this reinforcing strip. The zip, I don't know if you can see, doesn't go all the way down, so it doesn't open up completely. But as I say, once it's in, the fit is good. I was terrified that this would be too narrow, but it's not. My toe ends there, so there's a lot of room to the end, and the taper doesn't squeeze my toes. Where I think I'm going to get a hot spot on this foot is my usual metatarsal knuckle. I can feel it there, but I can use a shoe stretcher to just widen that a little bit. It's not big. On first putting it in, it's not huge as a hot spot, but I suspect after a day, I might be hurting there. But it can be widened. All right, let's struggle with this one to get this in. Try and loosen that. It's quite a fashion-lasted boot, and by that I mean it's very slim, and I am struggling to get it in, to get my foot in. Oh well, this is an honest unboxing and first impressions. And you saw me struggle. But again, once in, no problems with the fit. Uh, this foot is slightly narrower than this foot, or not narrower. This foot has slightly more volume. Um, so therefore, I don't have any hot spots here. Interesting. And you can see that stretch in the leather, I hope, in the video, can you? There's a slight pull-up effect. Like that whole band has lightened up now. Okay. Standing up, nice firm support around the ankles that you would suspect from my struggling to get them on. Snug. On my right foot, slightly more than the firm handshake. On my left, a perfect firm handshake. And I'm pretty sure as I break these in, it'll get better. The leather is cold. My feet have expanded already because I've been walking around in another pair of boots. The shape, the last from the top down is really nice. I mean, that's a sexy dress boot last, I think. This will not suit many of you who like your blocky, work booty, chunky service boot type boots. But if you're going out to a casual occasion, people will look at these, and these might even change my psychological fear of zip-sided boots. Yep, I like the look, I like the fit. I'm gonna have to work on getting my foot in them. All right, let's sum up. So I hope you liked that little unboxing. As I said, you saw me cut the tape. As I said, what you saw was what I saw and my immediate impressions as I was seeing it. And my immediate impressions are pretty good. I'm going to need to wear these in and break them in a little bit along the toe box. It's a gorgeous shape. So let me wear these for a couple of months. I've got 2 other pairs of boots from Unmarked to break in. Then I'll break these in. So a few months later, I'll bring you a full review of them. And I am interested enough in Mikhail to maybe set up an interview. So let me know if you would like an interview with him on my channel. Write it down in the comments below. And while you're in the comments, don't forget to click on the like button. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any more of these unboxings and really deep reviews that I do of the boots. So until then, guys, take care. Come back here soon, and I'll see you later.